Give your full attention when someone is talking to you. Maintain eye contact. Respect each other's boundaries.
She's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, she's one of a kind. Got that confidence and style.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is your first time seeing this face, please don't make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button and turning on the bell notification so that you can get notification every time I post new videos. And if you're not new, welcome back. I'm just going to be sharing 5 tips on how to improve relationships, and by relationships I don't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. It could be a relationship between your friends, between your family members, just between your colleagues, just any relationship in general. It could also pass for a romantic relationship, but I'm just talking about any relationship with any individual in general. So let's get right into it. The first tip I'm going to be talking about is active listening. Yes, one very important tip to maintain a healthy relationship is active listening. Practice active listening. Always listen attentively. Give your full attention when someone is talking to you. Give your full attention to that person. Pay attention. Maintain eye contact. That way the person knows that you're listening to whatever they are saying. You're paying attention to them. The person does not just feel like they're talking to themselves, or they're just talking to the air. The person feels like they're actually talking to somebody. Give your full attention, maintain eye contact, and ask questions. Ask questions is it's very important in practicing active listening. You ask questions because we are human beings here, and we don't have to know, and we don't know everything. There is nothing wrong with you asking questions. Ask questions. Don't be shy to ask questions. Ask questions. That way you prevent things that could have happened. Because if you don't ask questions and you assume about something, what if what you're assuming is not what it turns out to be? There becomes a problem. So, but when you ask questions, you receive clarity and you avoid unnecessary problems. Another tip in improving relationships is showing appreciation. Yes, showing appreciation is very vital and pivotal, and a lot of people really do underestimate this part of relationship. Showing appreciations. Show appreciations to people, your friends, your family members. A little thank yous here and there, it really does go a long way. Thank you notes, just thank you messages, gifts, little gifts, surprises. No matter how little that gift is, it is the thought that counts. The fact that you actually thought of that person enough to give that person a gift, no matter how little it is, it's a very warm gesture that will not easily be forgotten by that person. A little surprise. This year I made a resolution to myself to be more intentional about showing appreciation, showing love to my friends. There was one time I just thought, okay, let me just, it has been laid on my mind to just send a sweet message to my friends, but I was postponing and all. I saw a post and I just like, you know what, I either do this now or never. And I just composed a very sweet message and I sent to my friends and some of my acquaintances also, and people actually loved it. People were so appreciative of it. A little word, a little sweet word, a little word of kindness goes a long way. You never can tell. Someone might be going through something at that moment, and it is your word that will that would save them. I know this is not relating to this point, but I just thought to say it. A pastor was preaching here, and he said something. He said, whenever you feel it in your heart to call somebody, don't hesitate. Pick up your phone immediately and call that person. He said there was a day he was going out with his wife in the car, and he just thought to call one of his spiritual daughters, and he almost did not do it. He almost procrastinated, but just said, you know what, let me call her now. And he called her, just spoke with her, I love you and all and all and all. He said it was later he got to know that it was that his call that saved that person from committing suicide. He said she was at the verge of committing suicide the moment he called her, but it was his call that made her. He said he didn't even know until later. She didn't tell him that moment. It was later he got to find out from somebody else that it was his call that made her not to commit suicide that day. Imagine he had procrastinated the fact that he has to call her. Imagine he didn't call her at that moment. She would have lost her life. She would have committed suicide. So please, please, please learn to show appreciation. Learn to let people know that you care about them. Learn to let them know that you appreciate them. You appreciate the fact that you have them in your life. You are grateful for the gifts of them every single day, and you really, really do love and appreciate them. Another tip to improve relationship is setting boundaries. Yes, we've set the good parts, the active listening, the showing appreciation, but you can't have a good relationship where there is no boundaries. Yes, you have to set your boundaries, and by setting boundaries, set healthy boundaries. Learn to communicate your boundaries. Don't be shy, don't be scared to communicate your boundaries. Yes, communicate your boundaries. When you communicate your boundaries, communicate them and respect other people's boundaries too, because you want them to respect your boundaries, so you also have to respect their boundaries also. You can't be wanting people to respect your boundaries when you don't respect their boundaries. Communicate it to each other. Make sure that you communicate your boundaries. Your friends, you and your friends, you communicate your boundaries to each other, not necessarily your friends. Communicate your needs. Yes, communicate when you have a need from a person, from your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your parents, your sister, anybody. Actually communicate your need, and you respect each other's boundaries, respect each other's decisions, respect each other's space. That way nobody feels burdened, nobody feels overwhelmed by the other person, or there's just not that kind of not so good feeling that you get from when someone is invading your personal space, or someone is trying to impose their decisions, their life on you. So you respect each other's space. Another tip to improving a relationship is emotional intelligence. Yes, emotional intelligence is something that is very underrated, and a lot of people are not emotionally intelligent, which is not a good thing. Emotional intelligence is just simple. You need to recognize your emotions, recognize the other person's emotions, and learn to understand. When you recognize your emotions and you understand it, you'll be able to manage it in the best way possible without having to cause any issue whatsoever. Some people are just not emotionally intelligent, which is not a good thing. I for one, I'm trying to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. When you recognize your emotions, it makes it easy for you to understand it, and once you understand it, then you know how to manage that emotion or the other person's emotions. The last tip for improving relationships is quality time. Yes, quality time. Quality time there is nothing that beats quality time. In fact, I think that quality time is also one of the 5 love languages. Yes, learn to create time. Create time for yourself, spend time with yourself to do activities that you enjoy. Create time to spend with your friends, your families, and loved ones. Regularly plan activities that brings joy to you and that brings closeness between you and the person you are trying to improve your relationship with. Yeah, plan activities. You could go on dates with them. It might not be a date. It could just be a regular hangout where you go to the park, go to the movies, go to the gallery, anywhere at all that you know that you both will enjoy and you have fun, and it also brings you guys closer to each other. Any activity at all, any fun activity at all, is very, very pivotal in trying to spend quality time with people and even with yourself. And this quality time, you could also spend quality time with yourself. You could go on solo dates, you could meditate, you could do exercises, a lot of things. I hope that you've been able to take down some important points, and you know things now that can help you improve your relationship with other people. Relationships are a very, very important part of our lives. Relationships are what keep us going as individuals. Yes, there is nobody that has ever made it without having a good relationship with at least one person. Yes, we are not born to stand alone. Man was not born to stand alone. Man was not created to stand alone. So you need to have good relationships with people that matter the most in your life. If you've watched this video up to this very point, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to like this video, to share it. I would like to see your comments on how this video helped you improve your relationships. Thank you very much for watching. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.
She's got that fire in her eyes, determination in her soul.